This thing is too true to be good.
The Alan Cox Show.
True dat.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Ooh. Deftones? Why not? Hey, I got another $1,000 for you in a few minutes here if you want to get your grubby little mitts on some of this money from the Buzzard bookie. I will give you a shot to do that. In about 8 minutes from now, about 30 past every hour, you will have an opportunity to grab some of that money. You will hear Cavs basketball tonight here on WMMS. The Guardians are also playing. You'll hear that on WTAM 1100. Preseason Cavaliers basketball tonight. Reggie Miller and the Pacers are in town against the 0-1 Cavaliers. This far into the season and they're 0-1. Come on. Beat by the Bulls.
In a preseason game.
In a preseason game. So 6:30, we'll roll out tonight. Make way for pregame coverage, 7 o'clock tip-off over there at the Romo Fijo. And somebody's already injured. Max Struess. Strus or Struss?
Strus.
Strus. Max Strus got himself a little hip injury. So,
now's the
listen.
time to do that.
Yeah.
A little hip injury, get it better, get back out there and start contributing when the regular season begins.
Regular season will begin October the 23rd, which places it squarely 2 weeks from yesterday. So you'll hear that tonight.
Are we doing
on MMS? Are we doing what?
Are we doing anything with it? Are we going to be there like last time? Last year we were there with Bridget, remember?
Oh, for opening. I have no idea. No clue at all if that's going on.
That was the beginning of the what do we do? The dump trucks and docking, I believe we thought docking was there.
The dump trucks, yeah.
Dump trucks and docking.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we did the Cavs opening day there at the Romo Fijo. Boy, that doesn't seem like it was a full year ago.
I know, right?
But it was.
Well, I think last year they opened on the road, so it was a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So but it's still been about a year, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alan, my boyfriend's dad lives in Punta Gorda, and they always stay in their house and have hurricane parties with Xanax and alcohol. I mean, I guess you were going to, when that guy parties, boy, he parties. And so I guess if you are going to hunker down, what better way to do it than to knock yourself on your ass? Because you're not really going to care, right? You might not have that much to lose to begin with. What's the hurricane drink? You ever heard of hurricane? It's like a sweet drink.
It's a tiki drink, right?
Is that what it is? A lot of juices and things in there?
Fresh squeezed juices.
Hurricane. So that would be a rum drink then if it's I do like tiki drinks, but they go down easy and then they hit you all at once.
Mm-hmm. Man, that sounds fun.
A handful of people are telling me that we're getting the Northern Lights again tonight. And I was reading a thing that the Northern Lights are going to, because of some solar storm, that the neon lights, or not the neon lights, the Northern Lights are going to be visible much farther south than they normally would be. Last time we got them here, I mean, a lot of people gathered along the lakefront, and at that time that we were getting them because of some solar storm, but even that was farther south than they normally are. I don't know if there is any credence to this, just because people tell me that's the case. I don't know, but I was reading this morning that there are a number of solar radiation storms.
Well, it'll probably be like last time where you have to do like a long exposure camera.
We had to.
To get like an actual picture of it. Like they're not super visible to the naked eye.
No, you could kind of see them way off in the distance. We just live a few blocks from the lake, and so we all got in the car and we went out to Huntington Beach near where we live and stood out there on the lakefront at like friggin' 10:30 at night on a school night and watched. And it was, it's interesting. It's
I'll pop up to my roof tonight and check it out. I mean, why not?
You're living right there on the lake.
Right there on the lake.
Man, you just have to go up one floor and you're up there on the roof.
Yep.
I got to get in the car.
Actually.
2 floors.
Because we're it's a 10-floor building, and then there's a floor you got to get up. So it's 2 flights of steps.
Yeah.
2.5 technically.
Yeah. So a solar storm hurtling across the cosmos to Earth. And I always feel like it's a spoonful of sugar with a situation like this, because solar storms can really, really jack up like cell towers and things like that. And so you hear half the stories that you read are about how cool it's going to be if we see the aurora borealis. But with that, or what precipitates that, are these solar storms that can really screw up communications devices and things like that. So who knows? It's just a fun time to be alive, whether you're down there in Florida, whether you're still digging out from the last hurricane there in North Carolina, whether you're worried about impending solar storms. It's a fantastic time to be. We had a good run, and it's may you live in interesting times is what they always say. And I guess we are. We will have a full week of shows next week, by the way. It's been real off and on this week because of Guardians baseball. I don't know how much longer that they'll be in it, but we will be here all next week, to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah, I don't believe they'll have any. Once it gets to the ALCS and NLCS, those are primetime games.
There you go.
I don't think they have any daytime games.
Nothing that'll jam us up.
Correct.
I get the.
We might not be playing them because there might be a Cavs game, so there may be that, but we don't have to worry about that. That's not our problem.
No, we're not preempted by Cavaliers games. Those are nighttime games.
But I mean, what if they had one?
What if they had what?
Maybe they start doing the playoffs at 2 p.m.
Oh, then it would be a different situation, I guess. I don't know. But to the best of my knowledge, we're going to be here a full week next week, which is always the way I want to do things. I'm available to work. I
got some important information from our program director, Rob Anthony.
Alan Cox Show! Exclusive news update!
Hammer some broccoli and beans for dinner tonight. That way, when you go up on the roof, you'll have some good stairway farts.
Oh, that's what he wanted you to do?
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing about the programming for the station. Just he wants a good stairwell fart.
Well, he is trying to. That's tangentially according. Yeah, it's
all part of programming.
It's all part of programming. Now he's trying to program your colon.
To program my farts.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not up to anyone but you, if you pardon the pun. And frankly, I don't know that it's really that much of a priority. It's something that for a while we were really hammering you on.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We'll
maybe the moment has passed.
Maybe we'll see what happens. I can get some. I can eat some broccoli, some beans,
some beans. There you go.
I feel like when I try and eat foods that make me fart, it doesn't happen that way. Although, man, I had some breakfast at my layover in Detroit, or not in Detroit, in Dallas, on my way back, and the farts that I had after that.
Well, yeah,
they had like this egg
food
souffle stuff that I got.
What are you doing?
It was free.
It was a free egg souffle?
Yeah.
Who was giving away egg souffles?
I was in one. I don't like to talk about that.
Oh, you were in the lounge. Oh, you were living lounge life. Boy, you and Mary, you guys are out there fancy when you're traveling. Wow.
Yeah. It's I got this weird souffle thing. Just because it was like one of the only things they had. So I'm like, I'll try a bite of it.
Was it big or was it like the size of a tart?
It was just like a little square. Like it was a tray of stuff and they had it cut into squares. And so it was like the size of like a brownie, basically. Right. And so I just got a little bit of it.
Those are probably some old ass eggs too.
No, they're fresh.
Oh.
It's fresh. It's the Centurion Lounge, Alan.
I don't even know what those words mean.
Exactly. But had some eggs and the farts that came from that were, luckily the flight was over, unless I let some out when I was sleeping. But
it worked that fast, you mean? You got on, you had the tart.
I had the
tart. Got on the flight.
Got on the flight, landed, and then the farts started on my way to my girlfriend's house.
Oh, I see.
So like it was probably around 1 o'clock and I was just hotboxed myself in the car and
And you think that it was because of that? What did you have prior to that?
Let's see.
I mean, you were drinking a lot, right?
Yeah, some booze, and then
it's probably a combination.
Yeah, because like I can't even remember.
By the time
what did I eat? I ate something that day, but I don't remember what it was.
By the time you had the egg thing, that was probably the cherry.
Maybe it was the mushrooms. Who knows?
God.
Well, they had some mushrooms.
Yeah.
You got a guy that specializes in comedy that's mixed with science and psychedelics, mushrooms are plentiful.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't take a lot. I just took a little, like a cap and a half. Got a little bit of trails going.
Yep.
Perfect.
Expand your mind and your rectum.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've got to give you some money here. Happy to do it. It's $1,000. It is courtesy of the Buzzard bookie, so listen closely and good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Win. That's win. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Next chance for you to win in 1 hour. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio, you can always leave us messages there, whether you're checking in from a hurricane-ravaged state or not.
Hi, Alan. This is Maria. I'm listening to the podcast from yesterday's show where you were at your friend's house listening to Kiss Lick It Up, and the brother was listening to Depeche Mode while trying to drown out your friend's parents having sex. I'm telling you, I haven't laughed that hard in so long. Thank you so much. I really needed that. Hate the show. Love you. Bye.
Listen, you want to talk about, boy, thank you, Maria. You want to talk about people who are grateful, Bill. Grateful for what happens here, right? That woman sounds like we changed her life. If for only a few minutes. I was mentioning when I was telling that story, you can only imagine the cacophony in that house of us blaring Kiss. My friend's brother, mind you, we're in the 5th grade. My friend's brother blaring Depeche Mode and the mom screaming back there. And our friend Members Only Dave was kind enough to put that together. He sent it to me and said, hey, I created the cacophony for you. So it's some Kiss, it's some Depeche Mode, there's some porno noises in
the
there
Kiss really
too.
drives the train on that one.
Yeah, they really do. But as they should.
But,
listen.
There we go. That was good. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. He's out there doing fine work, Members Only Dave. And yeah, listen, I can't cast my mind back that far and remember exactly what it sounded like, but it was... I'll also say that their parents were not, this was not like an afternoon quickie. They were back there for a while. Because I remember it was summertime, and so we were going back and forth inside and outside the house. And it was going on for quite a while. So maybe they just hadn't gotten around to it in a minute. Maybe mom and dad, parents know this, that you really do have to schedule those kinds of times if you have kids and everybody's working and everybody's busy and it's not especially romantic, but you've got to pencil in those maintenance pumps, as it were, and maybe that's what they were doing. I don't know. I just know that when it was all over, they came out like nothing had happened. They launched right back into parent mode. You guys hungry? You need anything?
Mm-hmm.
His mom couldn't have been sweeter.
Really clear heads. It's that post-nut
Post-nut clarity.
Yeah.
They both had it.
Post-nut clarity really helps with parenting as well. People don't know that.
It's ironic, really, because that's what got you in trouble in the first place. If only you had had pre-nut clarity, you'd get to keep all your money. But nevertheless, thank you, Maria. I do appreciate that. I get these emails that take the place of what used to be radio trade magazines, right? These things aren't really printed anymore. But like any other industry, radio had its trade magazines. But a lot of them have been distilled down to email, e-blasts now. And every time, and we're going to see more and more of them, obviously. Climate change, these storms are going to get more frequent and more intense. But these radio trade emails are always about how indispensable radio is in times of inclement weather like that, right? Because there's local radio stations. Now, they are absolutely correct. You might have your favorite podcast or whatever, but they aren't telling you what's happening down the street when a hurricane is bearing down on your city. So when they talk about radio stations performing that public service. They're absolutely correct. It would be cool if that wasn't the only thing. They were like laser focused. They're like, yeah, this is when we really get it, when there's terrible weather coming through. There was a story about this company's cluster in Asheville where the people at the radio stations were essentially trapped there.
Yeah.
They've been working and living there for like a week. And, you know, I guess it was supposed to be some feel-good story within our industry about how they were committed to informing the public, and I'm sure that that's what it was. But if you're trapped there, you also kind of don't have a choice. You're not going to be the guy sitting out in the lobby, not doing stuff. You're going to go, well, I might as well be on the air. Alexander down in Tampa, he was the guy that was trying to take care of his dad, and they didn't have a car. No major damage, just a few fallen trees. The problem is me and 1 million people are out of power. Every road around me is flooded, so I have no idea what to do.
That's why they tell you to evacuate.
Yeah, I don't. Well, but again, it sounded like his dad was infirmed, and it's not that easy. Just
Right, no, I get that.
throwing people in the car. That's why I always think about, you know, these times where people are flooded. I always think about people who are like driving Teslas, you know, EVs, because that's a whole other situation people have to contend with if they're driving an electric vehicle and everything gets flooded. But anyway, thank you, Maria. Thank you to Kiss and Depeche Mode and everybody involved in the that soundtrack. An anecdote that has been burned onto my brain low these decades. How is Bill's hot tub grilled cheese restaurant coming along? I think somebody stole that idea from you, by the way. I saw somebody render that in AI, and it was a restaurant where people were in hot tubs full of cheese. And I don't know that it was a grilled cheese situation.
We could not get the Capitol, get it off the ground.
Right.
We tried.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, imagine you're running a business like that, because that was another part of the coverage of these storms is business owners and people who are, you know, they're trying to get water out of their bar or their restaurant or whatever. Imagine you're running a hot tub grilled cheese restaurant and you get flooded. I mean, there's all kinds of waterborne illnesses now that you have to contend with. You've got giant tubs full of cheese. That's where it differed. The AI is that the hot tubs had cheese in them. It was people in the cheese.
Yeah,
Bill's idea was no, that's gross. You're talking about eating grilled cheese while you're in a hot tub.
Right, your regular hot tub,
regular water
and then you have sandwiches and you know, soup and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not putting it in the water with you. That's gross.
Egg tarts, would you serve?
That'd be absurd.
See, you got to draw a line somewhere, and that would now you're being ridiculous.
It's about boundaries, Alan.
Yes, now you're being ridiculous.
2020s are about boundaries.
Signing waivers